Hey guys, Michelle here with Michelle Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As you can see, my desk is sort of a mess because I wanted to share with you guys some of the stuff I've been hauling. And I really have no idea what we're gonna make, but I did want to play around with this die. And again, I'm still sick, so I do apologize if I have to cough. But this was the one that was what was it called? The postage stamps. And so I did some pre-cutting of some sorts and played around with some stuff. And so what I want to kind of do is sort of mimic something here. So what I did was I went through my stash of all of Elizabeth Craft designs because this die itself, as I showed you, is gonna give you this. Let me make sure you guys can see me in frame. So this die to my left is going to give you this outcome on my right. Now, if I were to try to mimic some of the images here, there's one of two things we can do. This one here, I would have to find another solid piece, which I did in one of the sets I have on hand, which lines up exactly as that die set. So why I needed that was to create my base die. So as you can see, it just layers right on top, but I wanted to cut around this, which I want to show you what happens when you do. So I didn't want to do it yet, but that would kind of give you this concept here on the bottom. Obviously you would want to first stamp and distress and do all that stuff before you run it through your cutter, your manual or electric machine, because it'll kind of be, I mean, maybe not, but I would think it would kind of be difficult. I guess we can do this one after before we cut it apart. Then these here, I want to say from what I can visually see is they're leaving the back piece completely blank, and they're using these pieces individually to layer inside here. So what I mean by that is getting a piece of paper, maybe a colored one would be better, putting this down, and before it goes through, so you probably want to have a magnetic sheet to go through the cutter, is they're getting this one and actually putting them all at the same time. And you would want to make sure that it stays in place. And hopefully you guys can see that. And that way, at the same time you're going through getting this impression, it's cutting out the window. So when you put the bottom piece that you stamped on, that window is showing through with this concept on top as a window. Hopefully you guys are following me. If not, don't worry about it, because that's not what we're gonna try to do today anyways. But I definitely wanted to give you that concept in case you do have this and you're trying to figure it out. I'm pretty sure Elizabeth Craft Designs does have a YouTube tutorial on how they created that, but I didn't get a chance to look at it beforehand. So what I wanted to do today was play with it. So I I grabbed all of my stamps, and when I say all of my stamps, I'm only referring to Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I have a lot. I have a lot because I don't know what I want to utilize, and I'm sure you guys go through the same thing. You're like, oh, this is what I have in mind, and then you pivot to something else because that's what we do. We change our minds because that's life. So let's work with this one since I already die cut it. I will tell you that after I did it, all these little tiny pieces, yeah, it was like confetti on my desk. And as you can see, there's still remnants of it. So I have this contraption here. It's called a Misty. If you are a stamper, you obviously probably know what it is. If you're not, it's the coolest invention I've ever seen in my life. I acquired it 1.5 years ago when I got back into crafting, and this was on my Christmas list, and luckily my mom got it for me because It is a little pricey, but so worth the money. They do have different sizes, but I just got the one I felt I was going to use most. It comes with this foam thing and this little contraption, but I don't really use this. I just store it in there. This foam thing is good when you're working with these types of stamps because they're not thick enough, but if you are using Stampers Anonymous or those rubber stamps, this foam, it would not need to be there because the thickness you can use without it. So just in case, I mean, at least that's what I've been doing. Then this little contraption here is a clear sticky mat that fits inside my MISTI, and I got this from scrapbook.com. I've been trying to play with it, so I'm still learning, but I do know other companies do use something like this, and I found that it's kind of nice, so that way when I place my item in here, and let's just butt it up. You see it kind of like sticks down, or it's supposed to, let's just say. And then you definitely want to have a magnet. Mine did come with one. I have seen other people use more than one. I do have some mint tape on it because that way it's easier to pick up because, you know, nails. So why I have this down here is to help me keep it in place, so when I put my stamp down and I lift up, sometimes the ink from the stamp can lift up your paper, and when that happens, the whole purpose behind a MISTI is to be able to do it multiple times, or to do mass production of a certain thing. So again, it's just have a magnet. What else do I want to tell you before we get started? Oh, I have this little, call it a air hockey puck. It's just to help with pressure so I don't put too much pressure on my wrist. And I think that's about it. I have VersaFine Fine pigment ink in black that I want to use. And then I also got my clearance VersaFine Clair in, what is this color? I'm not sure what this color is. We'll figure it out when we take off the wrapper. Red and green, because I figured I do have some Christmas ones, and you know that holiday season's around the corner. So maybe we can make some of that. So since we're working with purple, I think we can do something random. And you know, we got these new ones that I just showed you guys. So let's see about playing with some of those. Again, there's no supposed to be any purpose behind it. Now these are new. So you can do one of two things. You can primer them. You can rub them on your skin. You can do a bunch of different things to kind of get that, like you can't really see, it's like a coating on the stamp. What I like to do when I'm doing collage stamping like this, take all this stuff out of its wrappers, right? Of course, I feel like I'm gonna lose everything. Wow, you can really smell the newness of the stamps. Okay, so we're going to, and I think this is so much fun doing the collage work. Wow, that was, you see, it's, look at the stickiness. That's the coating you want to get off. If you're like, well, that's just too much work, Michelle, why are you making me do that? Then the one thing I would suggest to do is ink it up, stamp it on what you're not going to use yet, and get that fresh. Here, let's just show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm gonna use this. Like I said, my desk is a mess. We'll just use this airmail. And I want to make sure I'm in camera, and I'm just gonna, okay, come on. And I'm gonna stamp it. You see how it came out a little like distressed. Now, if that's what you're going for, great. If that's not what you want, because you want more of that solidness, then I would just keep stamping it a whole bunch of times. And now we're getting that sticky part. I don't know if I'm making more sense to you or if I'm confusing you, but you definitely want to get that part out. So even though I still have a little bit here on the corner, probably because I wasn't pressing too good, you could definitely see how I'm getting more of a crisp, solid ink portion there. So again, just something to keep in mind if that's not working for you and you're like, I don't understand what's wrong with my stamp. It's because you have to get that little coating off of it. All right, so since I did that and I left my all right, we're not going to use that one because I left my stamp cleaner in the garage after I cleaned it. All right, so let's look at the front, and I want to see how some of these are. I feel like this would be kind of cool here. So I'm going to put it like that. And again, this was already pre-cut, so it kind of, and of course it gets stuck to my fingers. And then I'm going to keep going. Vintage email. Let's put that here. And this one is just going to be, I guess, sort of perfect because it's already cut out. But when we do the next one, which I hope we have time for, definitely make sure you're putting it the right way where the stamp portion is facing down and the flat part is facing up, and that it is the way you want it to be, I'm so sorry, the way you want it to be read. Meaning if you intentionally want it upside down, then put it upside down. If it doesn't matter to you which way it goes because you think that that's what you're looking for, go for it. Because to me, there is no wrong way at all. Let's see, maybe I should close this so we don't get ink on our fingers. Okay, I want to see if we put this here, we have something that we can put there. There's this little thing here, but all right, so the other stamp has some other stuff on it. We have these little circles. And I think that says what on it. Doesn't matter. That doesn't say a state. You know what? We'll put this little number thing. For what purpose it is, I do not know. But, and then everything moved. Stay. See, this won't work either. I guess it's usually better when we lift it up. I'm used to working with a block. And okay, not that bad. All right, we have a little one here. I'm trying to see if I can use anything else. On here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to do some random things. That I'm going to put the plane there, and then on this side I feel like Sorry for the noise, guys. Oh, that's gonna fall off. And let's smooth the plane that way. Okay, and then do we have anything else we can put in there? I feel like you can probably put this little, the seal. Okay, so the number this way, because all the wording is one way. I don't want it to, and I lost the little thingy again. Okay, stay there. This little thing is going to be the death of me. Okay, we'll fuss with it later. All right, what else do we need? What else do we need? I know we have a bunch of other stuff. I want to make sure I have room for what I want to put where. All right, let's see if this can fit in there without getting on anybody else. Okay. See, it's kind of like scrapbooking your stamps. You're placing them in different spots. Now the trick will be is when we are done is figuring out where they all go back. But I guess because we have the liner, it'll be fine. Let's see what else we got. Here, let's see with that. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder if this one will fit there. Come on, work with me. It's like playing that game Operation. All right, we got 2 more spots and then we'll hit it. I know you guys are being patient with me. I appreciate that. So I realized that I put some upside down. That doesn't bother me, just so you know that. Like, I have office use and vintage mail in one way. Registered is in the opposite direction. So is this one, so is this one. So I mean, again, we're going to cut them out, so I'm not really picky about that. But I just want you to be aware that it doesn't bother me. Okay, so this one, I mean, I guess you can go this way with it, because we're gonna cut it out. Then I need one more, and then we're done. We're done, guys. Okay. None of those. Does that fit? I think this one does. All right. Woo woo. Okay, so this little guy wants to keep moving on me. We're gonna do one more thing, and because all that's there, I'm gonna put this here. Don't know if that's gonna do much. I don't have another stamp, so hopefully you guys are still with me. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this down, and I'm gonna basically acquire all these stamps. And I hope to God when I lift it up, it does not move my paper. But it took the whole thing with it. Okay. So here we go. All right, I'm gonna put this back here. I really need to get another thing. All right, so now what we're gonna do, because my desk is a mess, I'm gonna get the ink and I'm gonna ink this baby up. Okay, so again, hopefully you guys can see that. Now I'm bringing the ink to my stamp because it's on that mat. And you can kind of see how, hopefully you can, how it's not acquiring all the ink, and some are. So that means that we're probably gonna have to go a bunch of times, because remember I didn't condition these. I didn't fix anything. So here we go is our first one. And we're gonna press it down. and slide back and forth. And I just want to make sure I get everywhere. I am applying some pressure, but it's better than using my wrist to do this. Okay, here we go. Ready for the reveal. Ba-bam! Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that these areas are giving that distressed look. Now, if that's what you want, you're good. But I really want to have it like crisp because I think it would be kind of cool. So I'm going to go over it one more time. Give it that nice solid. Okay. Hopefully that's good. And we're going to go down again. And if you recall where your ink didn't come through good, I would definitely put more pressure in those areas to make sure you get it. Okay, let's see if this is a good one. All right, so I still have a little bit here. Let's do it one more time, why not? All right, so the office use, the vintage, let's do the registered. Where else? And then the early in the center. Okay, so we're gonna focus on this little cluster here. So I'm gonna definitely make sure that I'm getting it inked. And whatever we get, we're just gonna work with. Sweet. Okay, so that was 3 times that we had to get that. And hopefully you guys can see how cool it came out. Now this one's a little off, but again, I really don't care. And yeah, so this one actually came out pretty cool. So what we do with this, I like to turn it on the other way and then just roll the mat. That way it doesn't curve your paper. And I'm just gonna put this off to the side so I don't have to clean it right now. And so this is what I wanted to show you. So again, we're gonna put it on the black. So you can have 2 options here. You obviously can leave it as it is, right? Or I guess 3 options. You can leave it as it is, or we're going to perforate it. Now you have 2 options in that, because I just like giving you guys so many options. You can cut it, and by cutting it, you're just gonna get a straight line with the little things. Or you can do it like an old-time postage stamp, in where you're cutting manually, and hopefully you can hear that because that's kind of satisfying. Maybe I should do it the proper way and going this way. They made it look so easy on TV. I want to make sure this is dry. I'm not doing a great job demonstrating this for you guys. Come on. Much better. It's just going the wrong way, it seems. And then come this way. The smaller part is kind of hard because it's not enough real estate for you to grab onto. Okay, and then the last one, let me go this way, I guess. Or not. Okay. So now, if I wanted to, I can glue this onto here, and then we are done. And it seems like I wasn't paying attention and I got ink all over the place. So we can do that. And then we can decorate this if we want to. So sorry, guys. So yeah, let's do that. Let's glue this baby up. And so you basically have the frayed pieces on the side and kind of give it that distressed look. Kind of like when you have tickets. I mean, some tickets do break off, right? So we can just glue this up. And then we can then go from there. We can make another one, and then we can just center it. Kind of cool. That's it. All right, we did one front of a page. Now we can, let's do a Christmas one. Okay. So I have here red. So red is going to be our background, the solid one, which I'm going to run through on this. So that's going to be like the black was. So it's going to be red. And then the white one, I thought it would be kind of cool to stamp it up and then cut it. So the opposite of what we did before. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this in here. Okay, I have nothing that's dirty. And I am going to get rid of all these stamps with wet, so I don't make a mess. And I will clean them and put them away later. So if you're ever working with archival ink or permanent ink and you don't want dirty stamps like that, there is a stamp cleaner that you can buy. I have this one that I use, but if you like your stamps dirty because that shows that they've been loved, then obviously that's fine. I just sometimes like getting all that gunk off of it, because sometimes that plays with your stamping later. All right, I'm just gonna put these on to the side, and then of course I probably have dirty fingers. I probably should just clean up my fingers real quick. Given I am touching a white piece of paper. All right, so the Christmas stamps I have are these. I'm sure I have other ones. So I have these. Let's see what other ones I have. So I haven't finished my holiday class, so we can use some of these too that came from the holiday class. All right, so let's play around with these and see how we can put them on the stamp. So obviously we like her. Now, where did the dye thing go? I guess I need to figure out how I want it to be incorporated, right? I'm gonna cheat. So if I want her in the center, because I think that would be kind of cool, I'm gonna put her here, because why not? Right? I think that would be kind of cool to put there, and I'm gonna keep this here so we can kind of reference where we're gonna put things. All right, and then let's see. I guess we can have here at the bottom, hello December. Space that out. Maybe, let's see. I know it's gonna cut it, but that's okay. Parcel post would be right here. That would be cool. Here to say, do not open for Christmas. To be jolly. I'm so sorry for the coughing, guys. I've been dealing with this cold for a week and a half. I've taken 2 bottles of cold medicine and it just does not want to escape. It's like, no, you're gonna be stuck being sick. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I used up all those, but I feel like I'm off alignment, and even though we're not going for anything specific, I definitely want to make sure I'm getting things. So let's move this down here, this over here. I know I'm cheating, guys. And we're gonna move this closer. Okay. This, let's move this down here. So we can move this further down. This somewhere over here. Nope. Over here. Okay. Now we have the other one. So are you guys having a lot of fun? Do you enjoy this? Or is this kind of boring for you guys? Sometimes it's kind of fun just to play around with your stamps. All right, so let's see. We have, ooh, Christmas loading. We can put that, I don't know, we put that here. Maybe we put that up here. But you see, then I did this the other way around. Let's put it this right way so it works. All right. Ooh, what if we did captured traditions? Captured traditions. Sorry, guys. I really want to make sure I get you a video for today. All right, so capture traditions. I think that looks good. I feel like we have 2 more we can put in there. Okay. I think I'm gonna put the capture traditions down here. I just don't know if it'll fit, but let's see. I mean, it'll get cut off, but that's okay. Right? Would that be okay? And then be jolly. This one down here underneath it. I think that's kind of cool. I feel like we're missing a lot. Tis the season. Today was a good day. Okay, so these aren't Christmas, but I like these things here. I feel like it needs a bigger space. Maybe just centered. I hate having dead space because it's like my mind is going crazy. All right, what about this one? Because everyone goes to New York. Well, some people go to New York during the holidays. Oh my God. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't want to keep coughing in your ears. So I went and got another lozenge, and we're just going to keep going forward. So what we're going to do, hopefully I don't lose any of these stamps, is we're just going to see where we get for this. So I'm going to do this. Now, we're going to put it on a red background. So while I was having my coughing attack, I was thinking, what should we do? Should we do black ink or red ink? And then I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we took Distress Oxide, ooh, Rusted Wilderness, and then did some Distress on top of it. So I know that wasn't my plan, but I thought it would be kind of cool to give it some of that funness. So gosh. Anyways, let's see. Does it come down? Yeah. So let's, I don't know what to do. Okay, let's try it in red. We can always do it again in black. I can cut another sheet. So again, this is brand new stamps, and I've never used this ink. So we're gonna see how good it looks. Okay. All right, here goes nothing. Of course, getting all the stamps stuck to the other side. Let's do it one more time. That Christmas loading one is so cute. All right. I feel like I'm beating these stamps. I'm just making sure I'm getting it all. And then I'm coming down again with it. And again, just pushing and applying a little bit of pressure, or a lot of pressure. I don't know what. Everyone's pressure format is a little different. All right. Ooh, that came out really pretty. Now, there's some little discrepancies in the hello. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so let's take this baby off. And I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. While this is drying, I'm going to do what? I am going to run this through my machine, let this dry, put a mat down so I don't ruin my table, and then we're going to do some distressing. So sit tight. Okay, I went ahead and cut out my background, and then I got my Tim Holtz mat out, or I guess it's a mat. I don't know what it's called. It's the glass mat. And then I have a acetate sheet to do some kissing method, or just dropping some of the stuff. I also got an set number 8 paintbrush if I wanted to dab some as well. Now, I didn't think this far in advance, so this is not watercolor paper. So I definitely have to take into consideration that I think this is like 65 or 80 pound cardstock. I think 80 pound. 80 pound cardstock. So I don't want to heavily saturate it, but I feel like it does need some green. So what I'm going to do, oh, and I also have my water source, distress sprayer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my Rustic Wilderness, and this is the oxide, and I'm just going to, well, I guess I'm not going to put a lot on here. I'm just going to put some on and kind of give it some water. And of course I splattered all that. And you can do a little bit of the following. You can just take this and kind of splat it and kind of give it some of that stuff, some of the ink. And as you can see, or you can kind of do this. As you can see, I'm making a mess everywhere, but it kind of gives it some dimension. And then, of course, I didn't hook it up, but then we can apply some heat to kind of like set in some. Let's see if I can do this. All right. So I'm gonna kind of give it some heat. And if I want it to go, manipulate that puddle right there. All right, so to me, that's a lot of green. So what I think we should do is add more, like it's too deep, if I'm making any sense. So I feel like I need to manipulate it. And what I mean by that is I've seen probably should have used a different green. All right, well, this wasn't coming out the way I expected it to. It probably is because I should have used Distress ink and not oxide, but I think it's fine because we're just playing anyways. All right, guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I don't want to keep coughing in your ear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through the machine, and then we're going to attach it and see what it looks like. So sit tight. All right, guys, so I finished cutting it out, and so we're going to do the same tear method as we did with the other one because I think it came out kind of cool. So I'm just going to, and not ruin what we just did. It's probably because it's a little still wet. But I didn't want to take up the little side pieces are a little difficult. I actually kind of like it like that. Doesn't that look kind of cool? It gives it that like more of a vintage look. There's like nothing right here, so I might go in later and do something with that. But not sure yet what. I feel like it really is missing a lot of stamps, and I probably shouldn't focus so much on a specific holiday. I should have just done random stamps and then cut it and not cheat. That's what happens when you cheat. Because I think the whole purpose is supposed to be random. It's not supposed to be fitting into a little section. Anyways, so this is what I created. I could always put a picture or something on it. So let's glue this baby up. Get all these little pieces. So what did you think? Wasn't what I expected it to come out. I think I just gotta play a little bit more with it along with everything else. And this is what happens when I don't play with the things I buy. I don't get to do them as often, and therefore anyways, so that is that one. Here is the purple one. I think the purple one came out way better than the red one, but that's my opinion. So anyways, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch me play around with stuff and figure things out. Definitely let me know in the description box below, or I mean in the comments below, what are your thoughts? Which one do you like better? I don't know. Now I kind of like the Christmas one. Anyways, have a fantastic day, and whenever you're watching this, weekend, evening, night, morning, and I hope to get better soon so I can give you better content than what I gave you, because I feel like my cold contributed to my thought process today. So yeah, I will make more videos and get them out to you. Hopefully I'm better when I make them, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day. Take care.